Yes, say it nice and loud.
Weighted.
And tell me your name again.
Katie.
Katie, yes, it's a weighted average. Do you guys deal with weighted averages in academia?
Oh, yes.
Can you tell me the most popular weighted average in academia? Yes! Your grade point average is the perfect example of a weighted average. Let's see how. Let's see how it's connected to your keys. Okay? This is a weighted average. Everybody knows this formula and knows how to use it. Sarah, thank you for making the connection. I appreciate that, sister. There is a connection between that formula that I just erased and what we just did over there. It's just a matter of how you collect the data. You have to collect it with the weights. So this is doing a terrible job of erasing, I apologize. Okay. So, this is like a subsection. Weighted average. This is a subsection of averages. This is what you have to do when your data is given to you in grouped form, which I will turn this off because we do not need it anymore. This is if your data is given to you grouped. You have to use if your data is in a distribution. Is in a distribution. I apologize greatly for this classroom. I can see you guys in the back straining your neck around that elevator shaft to see things. I apologize. And you guys over here are straining to see the screen up here. It's like the worst classroom on campus. I truly, truly apologize. I couldn't find out anything else that's big enough to hold us all, though. All the big rooms are spoken for. MODOC is all out of commission right now. Matt, answer that question.
What's the word after is?
Oh, crap. In. And I'm going to put a in distribution. Let's make it a little more clear. Thank you, sister. Please, call that out. Call that out. I have no ego. So, the idea of a weighted average is it's a correct way to deal with distributed data. Back over here, when we averaged these keys, we didn't just go 1 plus 4 plus 7 plus 10 divided by 4. We didn't do that. And we shouldn't have done that. Because that assumes one person has 1 key, one person has 4 keys, one person has 7, and one person has 10. That's incorrect, correct? Yes. Let's make up another weighted average right now. Let's create an example. That's a student's GPA. A student's GPA. Okay? Throw out some classes a student is taking.
Stats.
Of course they are. Statistics. How are they doing it?
Terribly.
No.
Hey.
They got an A.
Chemistry.
On mode, nobody did terrible in my class. Chemistry. Love that. Chemistry. How they do? C. Plus.
I don't see
That's a plus in there too. Psychology.
B.
And what they get?
B.
Let's see about B minus. And of course they are taking
Total fit.
total fit.
And they have an A.
And they got an A. And they got an
Yeah,
A.
total freaking
Total freaking A. What's a student's GPA? Throw it out. Throw it out. Guesses. Guess right now.
A. B plus.
3.7.
No.
No, not 3.7?
That's see-through way off.
Let's see through it off.
And
Give me another vote, Cody. Give me a vote.
3-3.
3.3. 3.7. 3.3.
3.03.
3.3. 3.7. What else?
3-1.
3.5. 3.1. I think I heard a 3.1. 3.25. Whoa. Hell yeah.
3.0.
3.0.
Ouch.
Ouch. Okay, so here's a bunch of awesome guesses then. Now, of course, we don't want to guess. We want to calculate, correct? We want to calculate. So what we need data. This is not numerical data. And this is one of my arguments with the GPA. I want to come back to that. I'm going to tell you a story about a Total Fit alumnus that this actually applies to. This is not quantitative data, it's qualitative data. But schools turn it into quantitative data in this way. They call A's 4s. They call C pluses 2.33s, I think. An A is a 4, a B is a 3, a C is a 2, a D is a 1, and an F is a 0. And the pluses and minuses are thirds above and below. So a C plus is a third above a 2, which is 2.33.
Oh, they have pluses?
I give pluses, not minuses. There are minuses too.
There's
I've
no
never
A
seen a
plus.
plus on it.
It doesn't mean profs have to do it.
Well, you get more points though.
No.
Oh.
You can't get an A plus.
Yeah, you
A is the
can.
top of the
That's not
scale. There's an A minus, a B plus, a B minus, a C plus, a C, a C minus, a D plus, I guess.
So you can't go above 4, but you can go.
And that's my reason for not using the minus system when I grade. So at the end of the term, whatever grade you guys have, I feed it in my Excel spreadsheet, and if it comes out at 87 or higher, you get a B plus. If it's 87 or lower, it's just a B. Does that make sense? Because I feel pissed enough you can't get an A plus. So just throw that out. Fair enough? So everybody see why that's 2.33? What would a B minus therefore be? 2.67 actually. They're a little bit generous, they round up for that one. This is closer to 2.67 than 2.66. You see why that is? It's 1 separated from C+. It's the next step down. So it would pick up at a third of a point, and then the A, of course, would be a 4. Okay? Now that we have numbers, can we just take the average of those 4? We can do, well, we could. We can't. Should we?
No.
We can, yes, we shouldn't. No. If you were to average, real quick, somebody do an improper calculation right now. Average these 4. That's 5. 13 divided, that's 3.25.
Yep.
That's also wrong for a GPA, isn't it? That's also the wrong way to calculate the student's GPA, isn't it? Tell me why. And this is Tony. Tony, tell me why.
Credits.
Yes, there are weights attached to these courses. Right, Maddie's like, oh yes, that's right, that's right. Depending theoretically on how many hours a week you are in them. Allegedly, allegedly. So statistics, so this is, if you will, I'm going to put some labels on this. This is your data. I'm going to call that X. Those are your X values. Those are your data values. That's like the number of keys in your pocket, or the number of lollipops that you guys held up here. But there also has to be an F column for a frequency of occurrence of that data. They are not equally frequently occurring. So we're going to have to have an F column as well. Okay, we have to have an F column as well. And that's how many credits. I love what Tony said, the credits of the courses. I'll put that next to the F. Credits of the courses. How many credits is stat?
4.
It is 4. How many credits is chem?
5.
5. How many credits is psych?
4.
And how many credits is total fit?
1.
The greatest 1 credit you'll ever take. The most work you will ever work to
Should
get
be
1
worth
credit
more.
with HHP 185 credit ever. Now, when you have the credits now, we can compute the computation, right? Because now we can approach it just like we did with the keys. And this is how we have to approach it, just like the keys. Here we go. Let's put a little more space. We're going to create Rob's column with your permission, sir, over here with the X and the F's. These used to have a name. Back in the day, you used to get report cards, not transcripts. They mail you how you did. And they actually show you this column, and I think it was called quality points back in the day. I could be wrong about that. But they would actually say, if you got an A in a 4-credit course, that means you picked up 16 quality points towards your GPA. I think that's what they used to be called. I could be wrong. My memory's not the greatest.
So still have quality points.
Oh, they're still on there.
Sure.
Good. They're still on your digital transcript.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, Omar. 16. Then we got 2.33 times 5.
11.65.
Give me that again.
11.65.
Thank you. 11.65. Then we've got 4 times 2.67. Was that like 10 and some change?
10.68.
10.68. Thank you. And then total friggin' fit for 4. So you can see now how the classes contribute toward your GPA once you've weighted them with their frequencies. Now you can see total fit is hardly even a player in the GPA calculation. You don't take total fit for GPA boosting. Take it for other things. Okay, but now we have what we needed to sum everything up, yeah? So we're over here. Our GPA, our X bar, if you will, is going to be equal to that XF over, you know what, I'm not going to call that N. Because if I call that N, people might inadvertently say that that's 4, because you took 4 classes. But instead, see if this, I hope this doesn't piss anybody off. I'm going to put sum of F under there, without upsetting anybody. Because that'll actually be the number of credits added together, right? If I sum up in the F column. So how many credits did you take this term? Was that 8, 13, 14 credits? Did I do that right? So you took 14 credits, How many quality points did you earn? 20, 31.65, 42.33? Oh, no, that was painful. 42.33. That kind of hurt a little bit. What's your GPA to 2 decimals? Oh, 3.02. Oh, Cody, that chemistry did bite us in the butt, huh? 3.02 GPA. Crap. If you're gonna pull a C, make sure it isn't the 5-credit course you pull it in. That buried us, didn't it? That buried us a little tiny bit. Oh, crap. This is important to note. Now, nowadays, your transcripts automatically calculate GPA for you. I'm old enough to remember when they would just give you the quality points, you'd have to do the division yourself, which is, whatever, it's fine. Division, I love division. But the idea is, think about how off most of us were with the GPA calculation. I think that's because we were wowed by the students' 2 A's. Not paying attention that those 2 A's are exactly offset by that 1 C, aren't they? Because those 2 A's are 5 total credits, as is that 1 C. So right there, you're at like a mid-B. And then the B minus is going to drag it down a little bit closer to that, which is the additional 4 credits. Isn't that amazing? But it's not, because it's just statistics. Let me tell you a quick story as you're packing up. The reason this came up to a total fit years ago, I had a student who was in total fit with this. It's a wonderful class. He was applying for a scholarship. Part of the scholarship was to report your GPA. He was denied for the scholarship because his first term at COCC, he didn't finish any of his classes. He basically failed everything. He came to me, he's like, dude, is there any way you could write me a letter of reference for this scholarship? I'm like, oh yeah, I can. Because he had already been in school for like 2 years, 2.5 years. He was kicking ass and everything else. But the problem was, he had a 0 GPA for his first term. You know how hard it is to pull up a 0 GPA? Very hard, especially at the beginning, especially in your first 5, 6, 7 terms. So what I did was I wrote him a letter describing what had happened and then suggesting 2 other measures, a GPM1 and a GPM2. Guess what the GPM1 and GPM2 were? Grade point, you learned it today. Grade point median and grade point mode. So it turns out, guess what his grade point mode was? 4.0. Guess what his grade point median was? 4.0. Guess what his grade point average was? Still well below that because the damn 0 was in there pulling it down. But I argued to the scholarship committee, maybe you should look at his performance since that horrible, horrible 1 kind of unusual term and focus on what he's consistently, normally capable of. I can't claim this is why he got the scholarship. I like to take credit for it though. So that's my point too, is that grade point averages tend to penalize you guys when you make mistakes and don't reward you enough when you do well. One of my biggest problems with the GPA, which is why I like using the pluses and not the minuses, because it's my way of just kind of counting the system. More on Thursday. Oh, Trey, go ahead.
I agree with you on that because I've got all A's, never had a B, but because I have an A minus.
You have an A minus,
I've
which
got
means you drop.
3.9.
Well, first of all, congratulations, dude.
I know.
First of all, congratulations. Way to kick ass.
Thanks.
And secondly, I mean, I agree, because you should be able to counter that A minus with an A plus and make it balance out again.
Yeah.
So use the median. You got a 4.0. Oh, GPM1. So, on Thursday, let's regroup and let's talk about why we might want to pick one of these 3 things over the other. You don't always use all 3. Let's talk about why on Thursday, yes? We'll catch you next. Be well. Enjoy this beautiful weather. Does somebody mind just closing that camera? Thank you, Cody. I'm going to fix this damn spreadsheet right now. I'm so